So good evening, everyone. We are going for Discord League group phase game for the Discord League 17 season. There will be two players, being on one side Neojko on Dragon, and on the other side Willybn1 on Scorpion. Just gonna log through Shinteki and Chikuku, and yeah, here they are. Yeah, same as usual. Okay, so we saw Dragon player going first, opening with an Initiate No Fate, and on the other side, Scorpion did play Lion No Fate and Artist One Fate. First ring being interesting, Water for Dragon, and Scorpion going Earth, Military as second conflict, finding Restoration of Balance. Wait, what happened here? That's weird. Oh, okay. Scorpion did attack political, that's weird. He defended. Oh, okay, no, he was bowed by the Midnight Trolls, okay. So Scorpion, Dragon actually did nothing. Banzai to try to force the Blackmail Artist to break, addicted by Scorpion. Ancestral Daisha, okay, so Dragon really wants to see Scorpion breaking that. I think that's a good idea, like when Scorpion has a handful of cards, just force him to throw away stuff. Especially had to use one of the consoles, no, so that's one less console. Yeah, I think Scorpion doesn't have much solution there. Oh, he's assassinating his own character. Yeah, of course, that works. Well, I think as Dragon, you're happy, like you're getting that Daisho back. That did cost you one fate. You're not. Yeah, I think that's fine. It also tells you that Scorpion really did. Actually, yeah, Scorpion probably has a really good hand to play that. Like, but you would have discarded only four cards actually. So yeah, okay, that might have been a good choice. Still think Scorpion is losing on that one compared to Dragon. It's gonna have his stronghold on for quite a time though. So getting to the next turn, what do you buy a Scorpion here? Magistrate or Uneko? I think you buy Uneko, right? Because you've got a favorable grant, so her ability will be more useful. Oh, okay. Scorpion passed. That was a mistake, I think. Dragon plays. Yeah, Neojko really fair play, proposing here Scorpion to take that back if he wants. When he would have played the free Fate Rights of you. Scorpion might have conflict characters though, so it's not a complete blunder. It's not like when you do it as Phoenix with the classic deck we've seen for Phoenix for quite a time, where you have like literally no conflict character. Okay, I don't insist either. You sure you don't want to play something? Go on, play something. Please play something. We see an Initiate and a Swordsmith. Okay, yeah, it's just like emptying his provinces because he's open pass already, so. Scorpion being at the 11th fate now. No. Bidding 1 against the 3 for Dragon. Scorpion here, you have to feel really confident into your hand because, well, If you have like two Way of the Scorpion and two Magistrate, I guess that's called. Waning Hostilities, single conflict. Well, that's the trick. Like, no dragon has invested heavily into a not very useful board for the turn. And there comes the Magistrate, just to annoy him a bit more. Like, I'm not sure. I think. Oh yeah, you're first person. So yeah, you go fire with that Magistrate, try to disarm something, and then you have the favorable ground to put him back into the conflict. No, he goes void instead. Okay, that's interesting. Just trying to avoid the swordsmith, obviously. Not going fire probably tells that he has a lot of dishonoring cards in hand, which wouldn't be too surprising for your Scorpion deck. Still not sure about that Void Ring. Thing is, like, where do you go? Do you go back on Restoration and like Dragon just does the trick again? Because that time you're not going to be able to. Ah, yeah, but you have a favorable gun, so you can assassinate yourself, but you're gonna go back home. So I think you go on Restoration. You go political now. Yeah. No, no, I think you don't scoot something else. That's a bad idea. Just go back on Restoration. Yeah. Okay, he's really unsure about what he wants to do. Like, worst case, you go back home. It's not a big deal. You have the favorable ground. Scooting something new might be a really bad idea there. Like, there is a shameful. Oh, you could still mark of shame out against the shameful, so that's fine. And this one is oh, it's Keeper of Water, so upholding authority, I guess. It's quite a cut-off choice there. I'm sorry, I'm passing something in the league channel at the same time, so I'm not totally following the game. Dragon defense. So he decided to go to new province. Dragon defense with both small characters and use shameful to annoy the initiate and dishonor the magistrate. Okay, makes sense because it's an assassination to get rid of the initiate. It works. It's 2 against 1 now. Oh, I think it's Dragon you let that go, right? You're losing a fate on the swordsmith. That's no big deal. Oh, it's a card draw, but like if you use, yeah, you're using a card, but it's a card you're gonna get back, so why not? It's a fate now. And there comes the Way of the Scorpion, so now you count for 0. Yeah. Oh, Cloud. Yeah, makes sense. Especially because that character has 2 fates, so it's really... That's the right place to play it. You still lose the conflict, though. And I'm not sure you want to use a Stronghold for that one. Probably prefer to keep that for right figure. The thing about the Urgenlight there is that Scorpion has spent so many resources poking this province that he's 5 cards down. I won't talk about Honor because obviously that's not what Scorpion really cares about at that point, but 5 cards is a lot. I know there isn't even the value anymore in the favorable ground because like you can or cannot bring it back home. You don't really care. That's quite a bad use of city because the dragon was. Oh, okay, dragon goes after city. Sorry. So no dragon is winning that conflict again. Honestly, as Scorpion here, I think you pass. Like, that's a one fate on a character that is already dishonored. It's not that valuable. And your opponent is gonna get the Daisho back anyway, so if you don't want to see that Daisho dropping on Raitsugu next turn, maybe it's better if it stays on the Swordsmith, right? I would say you've spent too much already on that conflict. What do you do as Dragon here? Don't really want to go water, right? You might pass your first conflict. And taking a cloud. Okay, so he has a cloud for the next one. For the second magistrate. If there is another one. Scorpion saw that cloud though, so he might not want to play another magistrate with 2 fate. There is the argument that as Scorpion you wanted to avoid that guy to be able to play characters that would not be clouded, but there is a near mystic in your provinces in the worst case for Dragon, so you can still play Cloud next turn with that if the Shigen Rage leaves. Of course, playing Mia just for that sucks, but sometimes you don't have a choice. So Finger of Jade on the right to you, that's a tell that he's going to go. So which province and which ring do you go for? Province is random, obviously. You might want to go under the Fiber of the Ground just to be sure that that magistrate isn't going to... Oh yeah, that one doesn't matter too much, but like another one. Okay, takes the Righteous Magistrate instead. Public Forum is pretty good here, like you just... It's literally blank. It's a weird choice of province for Scorpion. I guess it gives you more time against Unicorn, but like... Not sure it's really worth using that province. And he goes Earth, that's a very good choice, actually. There was a Fate on it, and it's one card. Oh no, there wasn't a Fate, sorry. Okay, so it's your Way of the Scorpion to prevent the break. But Seal of the Dragon, interesting. What's that for? Like that gives him literally nothing because he's used the Stronghold already. Oh, okay, for the Hurricane Punch, yeah, sure. Makes sense. Need to be a dragon, a monk to play the Hurricane Punch. And it drew you a card and you break, so that's... Oh well, you break the Public Forum, so... And yeah, sorry, even against Unicorn, it's not that good because like you have the Ambusher, so if you really want to break that, you just play an Ambusher. Display of power. I think you don't care as Dragon here. Like, if your Finger is a bit bad, but it's not like... Yeah, it's bad. It's not the worst hit, but it's bad. Your opponent pays 2 fate and a card, basically to have you discarding a card, so... Well, just 2 fate because it draws. I think it's fine. Dragon ditching the Mystic, yeah, makes sense. Scorpion. Oh, that's an awful flop for Dragon. Like, well, at least next turn he's gonna have a bunch of fate. Oh, you've got the Palace though. That's decent because Scorpion is gonna have difficulty getting the favor again, unless he's playing Phonings. The thing is, and you've got the favorable ground for the right, so you're gonna be able to temporize that at least. But it's still going to be a bit annoying not to be able to capitalize on those 9 fates. Your next turn is going to be huge though. And you get 1 more card from your storehouse. We see Neojko going out for the Scorpion. Okay, interesting. Dragon digging 2 here. I think that's just to avoid the potential way of I can swim. Okay, what do you go as dragon? You cannot really go air because of display, right? So you go fire. Both your characters are already dishonored. So yeah, I would say you go fire. No, I think air is a mistake. It's gonna. Oh, he has no fate. Sorry, Scorpion has no fate. So yeah, obviously you go air. Oh yeah, that playing that Sunako and keeping literally. Well, you can still defend with the righteous magistrate, right? And your ring is useless. But at least you deny it. You remove it from the table. So a Scorpion here, you defend with the righteous magistrate. And then after that, you probably poke fire with the magistrate, the cunning one, and you keep Unico for your last conflict. No, you go with Unico because you want to have it with the favorable ground for your last conflict. So you go with Unico and you probably go political, especially if you have a court games. Yeah, that airing isn't too good because like fire would have been better actually, I think. Because you can re-honor the Smith and it's an honor point you don't lose at the end of the turn. And the magistrate has no effect against that. So now Scorpion, you go with Unico, right? You go fire. Water, okay, that also works. So you stand the magistrate. I would still go fire though, because there is like one more fate on the ring. Oh, Dragon already has a lot, but you don't. And like Dragon do not care too much about you displaying fire, so even if you have two fate after that, he's not scared of that. He's gonna take fire, I think, if he can. You go with Unico, I guess, as a Scorpion here. That Unico buy is a bit weird because like there's the midnight rules. Well, you still couldn't go anyway because of the magistrates. So. You go political on the military. Okay, interesting. Oh well, I guess you have 5 cards, so that's fine to break. Like you don't throw away much, or you might even not throw away a single card if you have to play one. Dragon defending with Raitsugu, so I guess you duel Yunako here. No, you don't. Sorry, you absolutely don't duel her. I'm not sure about that defense, honestly. If you don't, you lose 1 for undefended, which is not good. But like, why not then just using your favorable ground to put the swordsmith into the conflict, not to lose your undefended, and then you attack with your right to go, right? And you go back on public forum because public forum. I think that was a better line of play, honestly. Yeah, I think it was much better because like playing that Hurricane Punch here is again throwing resources in a conflict against a Scorpion. That's not a good idea. It might turn out bad. He's not playing for worse than death, so and you have a Finger of Jade, so you're still safer than in a lot of situations. And Scorpion could have like what calling in favor that doesn't do much. Yeah, maybe that's better actually, because yeah, you prevent Scorpion from using the Water Ring, so he doesn't stand the Ritus. But then after that, you have like literally no characters to swing back. Your deck contains skirmishers, so if there is a way of the Scorpion, they just get blanked. They're literally 0 strength. Flying Katana on the right Sugu, okay. Because Yunako swapped the skills, so he did lost one. So Dragon's still winning. The thing as Scorpion here is that you can't really invest more into that conflict, right? So you just go back home, and then you hit back political both of your guys. Fire. Hoping that Dragon is going to pass his conflict. And if he doesn't, then it means he has a conflict character from hand, which is either a Title Wanderer or Skirmisher. Skirmisher is fine because if you have a Way of the Scorpion, it's a 0 skill character. So yeah, we see, but you have already used 2 Way of the Scorpion now. The Dragon has used like almost nothing, just 2 Recon Benches, which basically are cards that recycle themselves. And 1 Bonsai. Finger got discarded. On an Earth Ring. Yeah, of course, yeah, because you send back Unico home, then Dragon does the same with Raisugu. Stupid. I know we see the Skirmisher going in, killing himself covered, coveting the Unico, going in fire. Yeah, totally forgot the Dragon's terrible round. That fire ring, what do? Do you dishonor the Unico? Rehonour back your Raisugu, or rehonour your Swordsmith? I think you rehonour your Swordsmith, just to avoid losing 1 more honor point. You've lost enough already. At 6, you're not far enough from the danger zone. Drawing a card with the Star Horse, yeah, okay, sure. 10 cards to 5. Open passing. Why? Oh, yeah, he had the favor. Yeah, sure. So Dragon doesn't even win the firing, actually. And now we're gonna see the Unico right to good duel again. But what do you take as a ring at Scorpion? Like, you're not winning that ring, right? So actually, if you don't attack at Scorpion, you have 4 glory against the 4 glory of Dragon, so you keep the favor. So the right move there is not attacking at Scorpion. You just don't attack. You keep that favor. Because if you attack, Dragon can defend or not. And even if you would have to take the ring to get the favor. And if it doesn't defend, you lose the favor. So just ensure it and yeah, keep the favor passing your conflict. So going into that turn, Dragon is going to have an insane amount of fate. And Scorpion is going to be poor, but with a better board. Dragon keeps the Palace, makes a lot of sense, especially on Shameful. As a Scorpion, you cannot really like hit Shameful recursively again and again and again. And we see another very bad flop for Dragon here, because like extending right Sigurd isn't another body and it has like 2 crappy characters to play. So I guess you play the Initiate with 1 Fate, or maybe even 0. You see 2 Liar for the Scorpion players, so it's just gonna play the Liars. Okay, 2 Fate on the Initiate is a call for assassination. So maybe only 1 would have been better. But at least you will be able to trigger its ability multiple times, if it doesn't die. And we see the Mendicant with 1 Fate. Okay, yeah, I guess that's the right play. The thing there is Dragon can totally afford to take 1 or 2 breaks and still be in the game, given how many Fate he has. And at some point he will have a good flop. But on the other side, he needs to be careful about his honor, because like it's gonna be at 5 after the Stronghold trigger. And now we have the I can swim threat. Scorpion building 2. Scorpion may actually have B2 only because Dragon did B2 last turn. That would be funny. But he might also have the I can swim. Dragon has a finger of Jade that tries to, but if Scorpion has calling in favor, then Raichu cannot go into a conflict. And that would be very bad given Dragon's flop. Can't really go air with that Raichu's Magistrate as Dragon player, so as a Scorpion player, you just don't take it. So what do you take? Earth, probably, right? There is a Fate, and there is a bit of hand discrepancy. Yeah, you just go Earth. Void doesn't make a thing here. Water isn't interesting either. If you go Void, that might be to play Alan Nothing. Because, like, on board, there is only the Mendicant to Void, and that's really, really crappy. Unless you want to Dishonor him and have him leaving Dishonored at the end of the turn. But apart from that, there is no good reason to take Void here. So if you do, it's very likely because you have the all or nothing cards that replace the Void Ring by an Air Ring as resolution and draw you a card so it counters. It's not even a card used for you. Don't know if the Dragon player is going to think about that. And it's a massive attack on Shameful Display. You can totally defend that attack with Raitsugu because Shameful is going to annoy you, Raitsugu. I think you defend that with Raitsugu, definitely. And you dishonor one of the liars. You can put Initiate with Raitsugu, but I think I would rather play like Raitsugu and Mendicant into that conflict. Playing the Mendicant just to be sure that the court games wouldn't dishonor you back. And you could play the Dishonor on the Mendicant. But then you would give Scorpion a reason to resolve Void Ring, right? Because you would void your character. Leia being Dishonored means Scorpion can only play one Forged Edict this turn, but I'm not sure it's a big deal. I don't think it is, actually. Yeah, and there we see the court games. Stronghold for the +2, I'm really not sure that's a good idea. We'll see. Because if there is a calling in favor and the I can swim, then the Stronghold doesn't matter, and it's a waste. But at the same... Oh, 4 Shame to Bow. Yeah, that also works. That also works. Oh, discard the fingers to cancel the 4 Shame and play another finger, just in case. So now we might see another 4 Shame if the Scorpion has one, but he has only 5 cards. So a Scorpion here, if you have the I can swim, you need to force the Dragon player to trigger that other finger, so that you can I can swim afterwards, and that's unlikely to happen. But if it works, you're in a super good position as Scorpion. Because if it works and you have all or nothing, you use the Stronghold, Dragon loses 1, then he loses 1 for undefended, then you still lose him 1, and he's at 3 honor. And there is still an air ring on the board, which Dragon cannot win because of the right. Well, he can win the ring. Oh, we see the calling in favor. We're gonna see that Raitsugu swim, right? There is no way we don't see Raitsugu swimming. Reprieve, that's the way we don't see Raitsugu swimming. So does Scorpion have another calling in favor? I think not. Yeah, salty. Yeah. Well, I mean salty. Sad Scorpion, let's say. It's weird how you sometimes translate written text into more or less offensive than it is, than it was intended to be, actually. Okay, what do you do here? Yeah, I think you have no other choice than passing. So you're not even breaking that. So that's a sad Scorpion. Nausea still of the dragon. Okay, not sure about that. Like, why do you do apply a Nozzle? He has one already, right? Okay, he thought Scorpion was breaking. He mismathed that. So that we have a very, very monkey Raitsugu. Like a monk in the monk closet. Smelling as a monk. Swords are not really monkey though. Yeah, you go Earth. I guess it's Earth or Fire anyway, right? And Phoenix would be way too happy to display Fire at that point, so it has to be Earth. Trying to force the display of power. You're going to honor your character, but it has two fates, so it's not gonna die yet. It's interesting. Scorpion removed the fate from Raitsugu with the Void Ring. So we saw no all and nothing, and no Mendicant fate removed. You might be setting up two characters dishonored living next to him, like you take fire after that, you dishonor the Mendicant. Oh, you just take air, you don't take fire. Okay, defending with the Ritus, because that's just to avoid the honor loss. He's going to eat the Earth Ring. So 10 to 3 cards, that's going to be a lot. I think Dragon has to invest a bit here to try to get his honor up again. With an Ancestral Daisho, just to win the conflict. I think you let that go as Scorpion, right? You don't try to defend that more. Dragon is going to honor. I'm not sure about playing the Daisho here, like you could just honor yourself. Oh yeah, but that's calling for the Mark of Shame. Yeah, sure. So you actually don't. You want Scorpion to play the Mark of Shame while you are not honored, so that you can afterwards use your ability to honor yourself. What Dragon wants to see next turn is two Alchemists. If he gets two Alchemists, I think the game's sealed. Oh, and it hits the backhanded compliment. That's a pretty good hit like, right now. Kinda lower the threshold of the danger zone for Dragon. Scorpion going water with Yunako, interesting. Definitely not the choice I would have done. There's fire on air and air on the table. At the same time, Scorpion will have compensated the fate differences. The fate difference pretty well. Yeah. It would be at 9 to 12, where there was like a 8 fate discrepancies, we know. Going back to Restoration, I think you don't care about breaking it anymore with 3 cards in hand. So what do you do as Dragon here? I think you just defend, right? Just avoid losing one. Oh, fight on right too, yeah, definitely. That's good. Take a risk though, because if your opponent has a Forged Edict, then you're fucked. Like you lose one mourner. Well, Yeah. Maybe he has multiple phitons. With 8 cards, it's possible. So then after that, he will be able to attack with the Mendicants. But can Scorpion get that ring? I don't think so. Yeah, you can still swap right to your stats. So you're at. And there is a Hurricane Punch for Dragon. So now you have to swap with Scorpion. And you're at 5 at 5. Dragon might have another card. If you plays that, Unako is not hidden information. So if you play that card, it's because you know you can win the conflict, right? At least just taking into account Unako, you can forbid her to win the ring. So we saw her swapping stats. Non-X fan on the Mendicant. That's interesting. Void Fist incoming. That's the second card he plays. Yeah, there it is. And Scorpion is thinking, does he have a Forged Edict? No. Or he decides not to play it. The thing is, if he plays the Forged Edict, he's at 1 honor at the end of the turn. Maybe even 0 because of the Mendicants. You could still win 1 with the Stronghold so you don't die. But you would be just at 1. And Dragon to get a Fate from that Keeper. Yeah, I guess you go Fire just to avoid Scorpion displaying Air. That's a good idea. If you display something, you prefer him displaying Fire than Air. Definitely. Okay, City to gain 1. So that's kind of a tell that he's in a bad spot here. Loses 1 for undefended. And he's going to lose 3 at the end of the turn. Dragon now is in a really, really good spot. Scorpion gonna draw 2 cards. Next turn you had 2 on a Scorpion. Problem there is, as long as you're gonna use your Stronghold to stay alive, you're not going to get closer to your win condition. And you're never gonna break that. So your win condition is Dishonor. I think I will have to drop the stream because I need to play a game at the same time. Well, I will try to do both, but it might be difficult. Might be a bit difficult. So I'll just leave the stream running and play aside, but my commentary might start to be a bit insufficient. Yeah, both players have insane amount of fate. So we see a Tranquil Philosopher for the Dragon player. That's really good for him. That puts him out of risk of dying, literally. That card just screws over Scorpion Dishonor. It just screws your game plan. I hope I'm not good. Oh, yeah. That's problematic. Dragon here has an insane board, like playing Mitsu Free Fate and a Doom Shugenja. And Scorpion definitely does not have the board to handle that. Which is usually what happens when you play Scorpion against Dragon, is that if you can't disarm them, at some point the board discrepancy is going to be overwhelming. Yeah, discarding the swim that we saw never firing. It's pretty obvious because like it's going to be useless anyway at that point. Scorpions fling away a lot of stuff to try to find an answer. I think at that point you okay, weighing hostilities, but like that's not going to save you. Yeah, Dragon getting 1-0, moving a fate to fire. He's gonna go fire, which totally makes sense. Because like Righteous Magistrate do not work against fire. Going with Mitsu, Doom then initiate, he will be able to another initiate. There is way enough cards to replay from the discard for the Mitsu. Going on to an unknown province, so I guess you just hope it's not shameful. It is shameful, so we see Scorpion hugely defending that. Mitsu is gonna get dishonored, Anis or no Yunako is gonna get honored. Very likely Yunako, given how many honor Scorpion has, like you're happy about that character living at the end of the turn. I'm sorry, I will have a hard time commenting at the same time as playing. So yeah, Mitsu getting this node, Junako getting a node. Dragon not winning that conflict. I think you just let that go, yeah. You don't even try to win it. There is match straight anyway, so the ring is of no use at all. Scorpion wins that ring, getting a fight from the keeper. Playing City, getting a fate. Sorry, getting an honor from City. I'll have to stop commenting here because I cannot focus on my game at the same time. So I will just let the stream go if you want to see the end of the game silently, but I won't comment anymore from here. Okay, game is over. I will just shut down the stream here. I'm sorry about that. Have a nice evening, guys.